Hey guys, this is Andrew with WordPress for Church. We're in the middle of our Basics for WordPress series where we're walking you through some of the essential basics to get your WordPress site up and going, whether it's adding a new blog post or organizing your media, creating a new page, whatever it is. Today we're going to look at how to add a plugin. And so if you're starting on your WordPress dashboard, just scroll down to where it says plugins and click on that. And a plugin is basically a piece of software that you install on your WordPress site to expand what your site can do. It expands the functionality of your site. For example, this gravity form site. Before I added this, my site did not have the ability to have a form for anything. So if you have a church site, before you add a forms section, people can't fill out a form for giving. People can't fill out a form to get in touch with you. This Gravity Forms plugin added that capability to my site. So that's what a plugin does. It adds capabilities to your site that it wouldn't have otherwise. And so let's look at how to add a new one. Just go up here to plugins, add new. And there's a number of ways to add plugins. You can search for some. You can look at what's featured or popular, the newest on WordPress. I tend to use I tend to pay for my plugins. I use what's called premium plugins because I want to make sure that I'm providing the best experience for people that are visiting my church's site or my personal ministry site. And so instead of searching, I'm just going to go to upload and choose a file. And I already have it right here. I'm gonna use the calendar plugin that we use called Event On. It's one of my favorite plugins. I'm so glad I found it. I use it on pretty much every site that I design for a church to add a calendar. So once it's installed, you have to activate it right there. Once it's activated, this plugin is going to bring up a page just kind of telling you about it. And you'll go to My Event On settings and type in the license that you bought and all that fun stuff. We'll save that for another video. But I want you to pay attention over here. It shows up once it's installed and activated. It'll show up in this sidebar for you to click on. Once you add in the license, there'll be another one over here that says events, and you can just click on it to add events. Not every plugin works that way though. When I started with WordPress, I would get frustrated when I would add some of the back-end plugins, the things that you don't readily see, because I didn't see them over here. For example, I use Mad Mimi for our mass email list, and so when I added this Mad Mimi for WordPress the first time, I didn't see it over here, and I uninstalled it and installed it probably 4 times before I realized, hey, it's in the settings tab right here. It's not a main plugin. It's one that's used kind of on the back end. And so if you add a plugin and you don't see it right away over here, make sure to check over here first, and it'll probably be over here. Another thing with plugins is that they are constantly releasing new versions of the plugin to make sure that it's all up to date. And with my version of WordPress, it's 3.9. If one of my plugins was out of date, it would be kind of highlighted in orange, and up here you would see a little like recycle looking sign really that has a 1 by it that says, hey, you have one update that's available. And so if I needed to update this, what I would do is I would just check mark it, click on update, click apply. And what that would do is if it was out of date, it would update the plugin and take you back to the WordPress page. And so you need to keep tabs also on your plugins to make sure they're up to date, to make sure that they're working correctly with your site, and they're making sure that everybody that's looking at your site is seeing it the way you need to. And just so you see what that event on looks like, this is my pastor's site. This is the plugin that I just installed on the other site. Here it is on another site, and this is what it does. See, without the expanded functionality of what plugins provide, I wouldn't be able to have this cool calendar with his traveling schedule on it. I think that's it for plugins.